scab for the bosses, don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize. Which side are you on?
Alrighty, so I wanted to get ahead of the rumors. I wanted to get ahead of the allegations, and just come clean, you know, me to my audience, just so that you don't hear it from anywhere else. I wanted to let everybody know that it is in fact going down, and I was the one who was yelling timber.
Right.
And you probably should move. You probably should dance.
Taylor, we appreciate your openness and your honesty and your accountability.
Thank you. Yeah. I felt that it was important to hear it from me.
It is. Yeah,
for
from
sure.
the source first.
Absolutely. Always, that song's always playing in my head.
Yeah, just on a loop.
Yeah, it's never since 2012. It's been bringing us together.
Good news. Orrin Hatch is dead.
Woo! Oh shit. Yeah, if you're not listening from Utah, it's you probably still know it's a big deal.
You've probably heard of him.
Yeah, he's bad.
Yeah, he's a gigantic piece of shit.
Not good, as the kids say.
Yeah, I was at my future cousin-in-law, I guess. Yeah. My cousin's fiance's bridal shower this weekend, and my mom, in the middle of me like having a conversation with somebody, my mom like leans over to me and she's like, "Phoebe." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Orrin Hatch is dead." And I was like, "Oh my God. And I genuinely did a cartwheel.
Wow.
I was like, "This is the best fucking news I've ever heard.
Best thing I've ever heard." I know, you texted me all caps. I was like, "Orrin Hatch is dead," and I was like, "What?
What?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We love to hear it. We love to see it.
It's a good day in American history.
True. It's like when Rush Limbaugh died. It was it was really good.
Just a day of celebration.
True. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we take the little solace we can.
Exactly. Did you see that picture that I posted of like the meme with the guy doing the peace sign by the grave, but it has like my face on it and it says Orrin Hatch?
I did.
I'll have to post that on the podcast.
You should. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Well, so this is Remarks.
Yeah.
I'm Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Oh, wait. Fuck. I got the Great War and Remarks mixed up again. I am Taylor.
Every time. And I am Princess Diana.
Oh, are you?
No, sorry, that's in another universe. I'm Phoebe.
Okay. That would be cool if you were like secretly Princess Diana, you know?
Maybe I am.
And you were like homies with Elton John.
Maybe I
and
am.
Pretty much everybody else. Like, I don't think there was a single person.
I think everybody like liked
didn't
her.
Like her, yeah.
Yeah. She was like pretty beloved.
Yeah, so they say. I don't know.
R.I.P. in peace.
Yeah, I wasn't around.
Same.
Lol.
So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about the NSA.
Yeah.
The NSA.
The NSA, dude.
And just how it's kind of sus. The whole idea about it. It's kind of whack. Quick. I will go first since I'm doing a little histinator here.
Classic Taylor move.
Always, yeah. What can I say? Always hitting up the hist.
The hist.
As they say.
Taylor never takes antihistamines because he's pro-histam.
History. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, that's a
joke
pending.
Yeah. you can put the pieces together, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Histamine do?
It's an allergy thing.
Oh.
But it kind of just like knocks you out mostly.
Oh, yeah.
That's like mostly what it does.
It's like a Benadryl?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, word. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because you can't have allergies when you're in a coma.
Exactly.
For sure. Anyway, let's get into it. Year of our Lord, 1917, April 28th to be exact. 3 weeks after the U.S. declared war on Germany in the War to End All Wars, a.k.a. the Great War, a.k.a. World War the precursor to the NSA was born, and it was basically a way to create and decode ciphers for military intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So it all kind of started as like code breaking, you know?
Yep.
And it was known as the Cipher Bureau.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a movie about... Oh, maybe that was for World War II.
Maybe. I don't know. The only movie I've seen that I think kind of goes along with it is A Beautiful Mind with like John Nash, because he like thinks he's decoding stuff for the military, but
True.
he's not. He just has schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good movie though.
Great movie.
I swear there's a movie about a guy who's like decoding things for
Probably.
the military. Probably. Anyway, that was a really not helpful.
Oh, it's okay.
Continue.
We're just here chatting. But July 5th, 1917 was when Herbert O. Yardley was assigned to head the unit, and thus the first cipher agency of the government had a leader. It went under the name MI8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which sounds like a gun.
It does.
Also kind of sounds like something from Britain.
Yeah,
I think like...
Isn't it M18?
Yeah, like M16?
Something like that.
MI6, maybe MI6? I don't know.
Something like that.
I don't know, but yeah, they're like CIA is some shit like that.
All right.
After the end of the war in 1918, they weren't quite sure what to do with the agency, so in 1919, it moved to New York City to become a star, and it absorbed the Navy's cryptanalysis functions and was called the Code Compilation Company. MI8 was disbanded, and the military still wanted in on some of that sweet code deciphering that was going on. So they continued the project and called it Black Chamber, which is like a cooler name for sure.
Yeah, it is cooler.
Yeah, for sure. But it was under the moniker of the New York City Commercial Code Company. On paper, it sold and produced codes for businesses, but behind the curtain, it was actually tasked with cracking ciphers used by other nations in diplomacy. Because why would it not be?
Exactly.
Why
would they not be like a front for something?
Yeah, of course. Being that it was peacetime, there was really no reason to do this other than America just being America.
Yeah.
A little company you might have heard of called Western Union was the largest company at the time, the largest telegram company at the time, not the largest company.
I used to pay my car loan through them for a sec. They charge a lot of unnecessary fees.
Oh, yeah. And was convinced by the leaders of Black Chamber to let them have access to their cable traffic involving diplomats from other nations. If this sounds illegal as fuck, it's because it is. Very illegal to read people's private telegrams.
Yeah. Yeah.
The program was shut.
Federal crime, in fact.
Actually, yeah. It's only a federal crime if you're poor, though.
Yeah, true.
There's one thing we've learned. Crimes only apply to you if you don't have money.
Amen.
The program was shut down in 1929 due to it being pretty illegal. And Henry L. Stimson, the Secretary of State at the time, stated this when questioned about the closure. "Gentlemen do not read each other's mail."
Okay.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Thanks.
That was like his whole explanation.
Great.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, hi, Moonshine.
And I love that it had to be like a toxic masculinity thing. Like,
true.
Like if you're a real man, you wouldn't be reading other dudes' mail.
Exactly, yeah.
What are you, gay?
What are you, gay? It's true. I like the "gentlemen do not read each other's mail." Gotta put on more voices, I think.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. I'm really bad at accents, but you're not. So
I'm weirdly good at them.
You're actually, yeah, Phoebe kind of, if you didn't know this, y'all, Phoebe kind of fucks at accents.
I do. It's a secret useless talent.
Now, approaching what would become to known as the Greater War, or World War II, for the common man, we have a new agency created that was called the Signal Intelligence Service, or SIS, which was kind of the same thing, but it was like reworked to be this for World War II.
One letter away from sus.
True, yeah, which that tells you all you need to know right there, really. It did kind of the same stuff, but obviously for war efforts and whatnot, cracking Nazi and Japanese codes and shit. Post-World War II, there was some confusion as to how to get the SIS to work with other government bureaus like the CIA and FBI, all the big players ruining everyone's lives. On November 4th, 1952, Robert A. Lovett, Secretary of Defense, officially established the NSA. So this was like after World War II ended. And I said post-World War II. But the Secretary of Defense officially established the NSA with help from Harry S. Truman, or Hisley Sizzly Trizzlers, as we say in the biz.
Exactly, yeah. Hizzy Trizzy Slizzlers.
Of course. Now, all of this was highly classified, as you might imagine. So the public didn't actually know that the organization even existed at this time.
I love that.
Due to the secrecy of the organization, the agency was dubbed No Such Agency.
Okay.
Which is a funny, quirky way of saying we don't want people to know all of the illegal shit we're about to pull.
Wow, I hate that.
So No Such Agency was their moniker.
Ew.
What's a Remarks episode, of course, without talking about a little bit of the chili fight that we had going on with Russia at the time.
The chili fight. The Burr time.
The Burr aggression. The NSA set up a secret operation called Minaret, which monitored phone conversations of senators, civil rights leaders, journalists, and celebrities who criticized the Vietnam War.
Oh, look good.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So good.
Yeah, I love it. It's never... I'm so glad that this was back then and nothing like this has ever happened now.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, if I know anything about the U.S. government and our podcast, is that I'm going to say all this bad stuff, but then Phoebe, when she does current events, is going to have, like, two things to say about how, like, everything's fixed
Everything's good now, and we're doing it's solid.
Yeah,
we're fine.
Chilling.
Yeah. And surveillance for sure isn't, like, 100 times worse.
Zillion, trillion, billion times worse. Yeah, for sure. Between 1967 and 1973, the NSA monitored more than 1,650 people who were considered to be anti-war in Vietnam. Speaking of Vietnam, the NSA decoders and specialists would go nearly 4 years earlier to Vietnam than like the rest of the military to help with the effort in the South Vietnamese. Or help with the effort of the South Vietnamese to fight the dirty commies trying to feed hungry people in their country.
Yep.
Which, can't let that happen.
Absolutely not.
Not in the slightest.
Poor people should starve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we've always said that here at Remarks.
Yeah.
Like, if just work harder, dude. Like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Which is, physically impossible. It's a turn of phrase because you can't actually do it.
Because that's exactly what it means.
In an internal review, the NSA concluded the program was disreputable, if not outright illegal.
Oh, shocking!
So at least they were self-aware enough to know that, like, hey, this was bad.
Maybe we shouldn't have done this.
Oh, I love it. It wasn't until 1975 that the NSA was revealed to the public, just like as an organization. So everybody was like, "Oh shit, we have an intelligence organization." Like, cool, man.
It's been existing for like what, 20 years?
For a sec. And in 1977, the first World War II classified documents were being released to archives for people to research. People like historians, I guess. The reasoning behind the release of these documents was basically a bunch of World War II veterans and folks involved in the war and cryptography were about to release some books talking about what they experienced, and I suppose the NSA wanted to get ahead of the curve, so they released a bunch of documentation and we're like, look, see, we're look at all our stuff. Yeah, no, and I'm honestly like even sure they didn't release everything. Like I'm sure it was just like what they wanted to. But
exactly.
There's no way of like knowing that, I guess. But allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I think the NSA sucks.
Allegedly, they are liars and peeping toms.
Yeah, exactly. More like NS gay. Am I right? Am I right, ladies? Fellas?
It all adds up.
Non-binary folks? Yeah. But back in Vietnam, the NSA tried to set up a good, secure communications network for the South Vietnamese. But the system they were using, called Nestor, Nestor, had a variety of technical problems, allowing them to be exploited by the North. They started pushing...
Great.
Sorry, I just spit. They started pushing the systems in 1965, and the NSA themselves estimated that only about 1 in 10 were used.
Oh, my God.
Some of the main issues with the systems that were reported were voice quality was poor. Nestor reduced the range of radios by 10%. While this did not happen in tests with carefully tuned radios, it did in the field. The roughly 600 millisecond delay before Nestor-enabled radios would synchronize after each push to talk was intolerable to pilots in air-to-air combat.
Yeah.
So, like, they were having to wait. Like, they wouldn't hear commands, like, instantly.
Yeah.
The ground version, KY8 version of this, like, technology, wouldn't work in high temperatures common in the country, leading to jury-rigged cooling solutions like wrapping units in wet burlap or drilling unauthorized holes in the case.
Oh my God.
Which, I think it's funny that they're like, let's ship these to Vietnam
Yeah.
and not test them in Vietnam-type conditions.
In this hot as balls country.
Yeah. The human portable version, KY38, while a marvel of miniaturization for the time, was still heavy. The KY Plus, it's a bunch of radio shit. Radio and spare batteries weighed about 54 pounds.
Oh my God.
And that's the miniaturized version.
Oh no.
Experiments with having 2 Marines carry the separate units with a cable between worked poorly in the jungle.
Yeah, no shock.
And I'm just reading this straight from, like, the Wikipedia article.
I love that.
And it's just like, worked very poorly in the jungle. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. I love, it's just like everything with the Vietnam War was like a fucking disaster.
It was so bad.
Like nothing was like well thought out at all.
I know, and it's so funny because I feel like the North and the Viet Cong, like, they were relatively, like, Viet Cong was, like, kind of unorganized. It was just, like, people defending their land and, like, joining sides with the North. And the North had its own issues, but, like, the South and America was just so disorganized that, like, they still kicked our asses. Like, it's insane. Many units decided that more ammunition was a better use of carry capacity. Lack of cables to connect Nestor equipment to radios proved to be a major problem that was never fully solved due to lack of coordination between 3 separate organizations responsible for procuring and the encryption systems, radios, and cables. One large batch of replacement cables was lost in a cargo plane crash.
Oh.
Yeah. So, a whole giant waste of money, which is tight.
Yep. Classic move.
Maybe that's why we had a tough one winning that one. That's what I wrote here. Oh, I love it. I was just losing my mind when it was like this miniaturized version. It's 54 pounds.
Yeah. That's like my dog. Like that's like as heavy as my dog.
Yeah. And then you think like carrying it around the humid Vietnam jungles.
Yeah. When you already have like probably several guns, loads of ammunition, your helmet, your outfit, your heavy boots, like your backpack full of shit, food and shit, water.
Yeah.
No.
And you're like some scrawny ass fucking 18-year-old that got drafted.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, God. I'm going to start bench pressing Nestor systems to get fucking jacked, dude.
I'll find you some on eBay.
Please. I would love that. One of the many people who were monitored by the NSA was a senator in Idaho named Frank Church. Church was very anti-Vietnam and was very critical of Vietnam War policies. He also headed the Church Committee, which basically found that the NSA, Britain's SIGINT, SIGINT, these two companies were intercepting anti-Vietnam movement leaders' communications. Some of these leaders included Jane Fonda and Dr. Benjamin Spock. Oh. Which, if you're keeping score at home, this is the second episode in a row I've mentioned Jane Fonda.
It is.
So I don't know. But I did know that Jane Fonda was pretty like anti-Vietnam War. Like she was definitely not into it.
Way to go, Jane.
Love it. Now, if you only didn't, like bribe the Clintons to go on morning jogs with Hillary.
Yeah.
So after good old Dick Nix left the office, tons of investigations happened uncovering the misuse of NSA, FBI, and CIA resources. A lot of stuff came out around this time, including the previously unknown plots by the JFK administration to assassinate Fidel Castro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
So nobody knew about that shit until the fucking Watergate and like church committee fucking hearings. It's insane. That's how we like know all the crazy shit that they were trying to
about the exploding seashells.
Exactly. So crazy. Richard Nixon was known for basically like wiretapping like the fuck out of every single person that he'd probably ever met in his entire life. Including a lot of people he would never meet as well. And the best part is he was fucking hammered the entire, like, name a drunker man, like, in the history of the world, actually. Like, Richard Nixon.
Straight up.
I'm sure he is just constant, like, he's just constant vomit, like, in the corner of the Oval Office.
Yeah, no, he was shit-faced.
Always.
He's, like, drunk as fuck, signing a document, like, wiretap that guy, too.
Yeah. And they're like, sir, why? Why do you want to?
Sir, this was someone that you, like, ran into at Starbucks the other day. He's like, fucking do it.
Do it. I didn't like him. I don't like that guy.
I don't like him.
Like, sir, are you sure? Did you do the tap wire? That's exactly, exactly how it was. I can't do accents, but I think I do a pretty good Richard Nixon.
That's exactly what he sounded like.
He was
wiretap.
Yeah, and then you... It's spot on. You know what doesn't wiretap? Well, I don't know. I guess I can't say for sure, but...
I hope not.
You know it doesn't wiretap the masses. Like Richard Nixon did. And also who didn't throw up in the corner of the Oval Office. Me. It's me. I'm the one who doesn't do that. I do throw up, but it's always in a secure location that's not the Oval Office.
Yeah.
But when I'm president, when I'm remarks listeners, when I become president, I guarantee I will be more as drunk, if not more, than Richard Nixon.
Absolutely.
All of the time.
Yeah.
That's my goal. I will not have a liver left after I become president.
After year 4.
But yeah, it's ad time.
Ads.
So I heard this once on Behind the Bastards, but I thought it was a great idea. So we were just talking about wiretapping ourselves and live streaming it. But like, I feel like honestly, politicians should have to do that.
Yes.
Like, wouldn't it just make sense? Like, if there was like a channel that you could tune into at any time, and it was just like it was like a body cam or something that a politician was wearing.
Yeah.
And they had to wear it for like however long they were in term, and like they had to wear it. Like if you're gonna take a shit, sorry, it's gonna be you're gonna do your body cam.
You chose to be the president.
Yeah,
so.
you chose to do this. So like, sorry, that sucks, but yeah, it's just how it is. And like, I feel like that'd solve all of our problems.
Agreed. Yeah. No, I support this 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or
100%.
like a Google Glass, but you just like you can never take it off.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to always have it on. True. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down.
Again, make us the president, like as a collective, like remarks for president.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
You would see just like a lot of sex from my body cam, but that could be fun for you guys.
True. Yeah. I mean, and then it'll have like a little blurred out like subscription window. They gotta pay for that, y'all.
Yes. Oh my god. If you want to see Phoebe actually lay some pipe.
Yeah. There you go.
$5 a month on the Patreon.
I think we could probably charge 10 for that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like a higher tier. Oh, I love it. We should probably do a face reveal soon too.
We should. Well, if I post that picture, that meme, that would be my face.
Yeah.
So,
Well, tune into the Instagram to see Phoebe's face.
Why not?
True.
It's time. I feel good about it.
Yeah, I do too. I'm not scared of the radical right anymore, I guess. I wasn't like ever scared, but I just didn't want to get social media harassed.
True. It's annoying.
And then it happened to me a little bit with like my YouTube channel, and then I was like, "Oh,
that's true.
This isn't that
fine.
bad. It's kind of funny actually."
Yeah.
So, all right. So, these investigations, the Church and the Watergate investigations, spawned the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act of 1978. This act was attempting to limit the mass surveillance of United States citizens, which I'm sure turned out great.
Yeah, totally.
Moving along in our unfortunate timeline, the NSA intercepted communications in the 80s from the West Berlin Diskotheke. I don't know how to say this word. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
It's DISCOTHEQUE. No idea. Anyway.
Wait, what is it?
West Berlin, DISCOTHE.
Oh, discotheque.
Discotheque. Okay, yeah. Bombing.
Bombing.
That, what Phoebe said, West Berlin thing Phoebe said, bombing. Which they stated proved that Libya was involved and executed that bombing. The bombing killed 3 people and left 229 injured. This intel was then used by the government and good old Ronnie Reagan to justify the 1986 bombings of Libya, which, of course, if you know anything about bombings, very precise.
Always
no
goes
innocent
well.
casualties ever happen.
Yeah.
And you get to shoot your knife missile that Raytheon makes.
It's fun. It's good for everyone.
I love it. Another fun thing that was created in the Cold War was a system called Echelon. ECHELON.
That is correct.
Echelon. Pretty sure I was, I got that one down. Located primarily in Menwith Hill in Britain. It was basically a system used by a bunch of countries known as the UK-USA group that could monitor a large portion of the world's telephone, fax, and data traffic. It was alleged by countries outside of the UK-USA group that Echelon-related activities were being used for personal gain and espionage. So it was like, yeah, y'all, like, we're totally doing this for fucking security. Like, we want to stop the terrorists. We want to stop
so many terrorists.
The bad guys. We want to
guys.
stop. Yeah, we want to stop. People who are mean. Like are rude. We don't want rude people.
This is for your benefit.
Yeah, it's for your benefit. And then they were just using it to spy on people.
Yeah. Pretty classic.
What you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
A little espionage here and there. What you gonna do? In 1996, the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act.
Jesus Christ!
Can you get any more fucking words in there, dude? Jesus. Was passed, which required that all states have to keep a new hire registry for any person who works for a private company, the government, or pretty much anywhere else. So like the only thing that like keeps you from having to have like the new hire registry is if you're like the NSA decides that your like job is too high risk to have you like in a database. So normal people, we're all in the new hire registry. If you've
the people that work for the NSA weren't.
Yeah, probably. Which was cool. And so if you've ever worked anywhere, they have your info in a database.
Fun.
Which is tight. So basically, if you want to have a job, something you probably need to survive in the world, you have to give your information to a giant database in your state that is then given to the NSA.
Cool.
I'm not going to get too much into this next part because my lovely co-host is going to take the bulk of it. But I am going to say that post 9/11, the NSA used a variety of operating systems to collect data on a bunch of people, both domestically and internationally. That's all I kind of wanted to say about that. I was looking into some other things that the NSA does. In this part, it was back. It kind of goes into modern day, but I found, and I don't know if you found this too, but the NSA actually has their own police force.
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah. Which I know isn't like completely uncommon for government agencies. Like I know like technically the post office has like a police force. But I did want to read a list of the requirements to become an NSA police officer.
Yes, please.
Because, like, in case you want to do that.
In case you want to join.
Yeah. Wait. Police force. Sorry, I'm a hack and a fraud, and I didn't have this pulled up. All right. So, specific duties of NSA police officers include enforce NSA rules and regulations pertaining to the protection of NSA personnel, property, and resources. Mm-hmm. In addition to their law enforcement responsibilities, an NSA police career also involves participating in counterterrorism activities.
Oh.
Perform weapons trainings for new NSA police officers, pedestrian and vehicular traffic control. So an NSA police officer could just be like, you're good. Like moving you along. Assistance with medical and fire emergencies, obviously. Manage crisis and emergency situations. Perform foot, car, or bike patrol of NSA property. The requirements: applicant must be a U.S. citizen. Pass a comprehensive physical and psychological screening administered by NSA medical staff. And this one I thought was funny. Be of high ethical character as established by a federal special background investigation that will cover professional, personal, credit, and criminal history. So if you have bad credit, you're not allowed to be an NSA police officer.
Also, I love that they're doing like an ethics search on somebody who's going to go work for like possibly the least ethical branch of the government.
Pass a polygraph test, ability to obtain a firearm license, no prior felony convictions, be at least 21 years of age at the time of application, uncorrected visual acuity of 20/125, corrected to 20/20 in both eyes, along with normal color vision. So I don't know exactly what that means.
Just have to have pretty good eyesight.
So like I could not be.
Well, as long as like I think it's like if you only need like a little bit of glasses to help you see.
I don't know. I need kind of a lot of glasses. Sorry, y'all. My career as an NSA police officer, I don't think it's
Sorry, Taylor.
Don't think I'm gonna get it. Valid driver's license and willingness to work outdoors in all weather conditions. Participate in shift work. Contribute overtime as needed, including holidays, and work under potentially dangerous conditions. So very appealing, very enticing offer.
Also, I love how like most of what they do on the job is just like regular cop stuff.
Yeah, they're just
it's like you don't really need your own special police force.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just like, yeah, they should just get like normal police officers, but like, yeah, it's just for like their specific properties, I guess, you know. But what do I know?
What do I know?
So I did want to end us off here with a list I found in my research that is titled "Every Scary, Weird Thing We Know the NSA Can Do."
Oh.
Just because I've been in a listy kind of mood, you know.
I love a good list.
I was reading a bunch of lists, you know.
Yeah.
So just a few of the big hitters here. It can track the numbers of both parties on a phone call as well as location, time, and duration. Can hack Chinese phones and text messages. Can set up fake internet cafes.
Wait, as in like physical locations?
I think, yeah, like they can go into a location and like be like, yeah, connect to the Wi-Fi so that they can like get people's shit. You know? Yeah. Can set up a fake LinkedIn to try to Jesus Christ.
John Smith.
Yeah, of course. Can track the reservations at upscale hotels. Can intercept the talking points for Ban Ki-moon's meeting with Obama, which that was more of a specific one. Can track cell phone encryption codes. Can hack computers that aren't connected to the internet using radio waves.
Jesus.
Let's see. Can instill fake SIM cards to then control a cell phone. it can fake a USB thumb drive that's actually a monitoring device.
Oh my god.
And these are all like, they have like sources. So these are all like things that we know the NSA can do. Can go into online games and monitor communications. Can intercept communications between aircraft and airports. And can physically intercept deliveries, open packages, and make changes to devices. So, you know, kind of anything they want.
Yeah. Basically anything ever.
Yeah. So
fun.
That's that's kind of the history of the NSA. Again, right up to about 9/11skis. 9/11nator. But my talented, beautiful, lovely cohort here is going to take it over for the rest of the story.
All right. Fuck yeah. Damn. Fucking the NSA is wild.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly didn't I didn't realize they've been around since like World War I.
Same.
Which was kind of wild, but like obviously I feel like as society progressed, they just got like worse and worse, you know?
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure we'll hear more about that right now.
Also, sorry about missing the episode last week, y'all. I was not feeling very good.
Yeah, we took a sick day.
But I am okay.
I mean, if you're upset,
you're listening to the wrong podcast.
Yeah, I was like, email our HR department. It's moonshinethecat@gmail.com.
And we'll send her across the keyboard.
Yeah, and
that's the response.
That's the response. True.
Oh man. Well, following 9/11, which if you don't know what that is,
I'm sorry.
I don't
know what to tell you.
Defer to our other episode where I tell you about how it is for sure allegedly an inside job. Following 9/11, the United States was in a complete state of panic. Citizens of the U.S. had finally experienced a large-scale alleged terrorism in their own backyards. And the uncertainty and the fear that American citizens were experiencing gave our government the ding, 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 blank check.
Blank check. Woo! Mark your bingo card.
Yeah. To move surveillance to the next level, enter the Patriot Act. Officially named the USA Patriot Act, which stands for Uniting and Strengthening America by Providing Appropriate Tools Required to Intercept and Obstruct Terrorism.
That's the most bullshit HR, like, corporate-ass answer I've ever heard. They're like, so we're going to monitor y'all, but get this, because we love you. Because here at United States Incorporated, we are a family.
We care.
And we want to elevate you.
Yes.
To meet the potential that you can meet by doing exactly what we say.
Our constant surveillance of every single thing you do and say and send is because we care and we love you.
We love you. Yeah, we want to see you thrive.
Which also, to your like acronym thing earlier, if you thought, could they possibly add more words? The answer is yes.
Absolutely, they
and
could.
That is the USA Patriot Act.
I was a fool.
Which is, of course, once again, a stupid and dorky fucking name.
Mm-hmm.
So, this act was an expansion on the surveillance that the NSA was already conducting, and it moved to add wiretapping of citizens' phones, longer and harsher sentences for acts of terror, and an expansion of the definition of terror. It also had more like communication between the like 3-letter agencies. So as Taylor was kind of saying earlier, this sort of eliminated that kind of issues, which really just means made it way fucking worse. And so with the expansion of the definition of what terror actually is, this of course led to the NSA having the clearance to wiretap any single person that they suspected of terrorism and to go ahead and jail anyone that fit under the new very broad definition of terrorism.
Of course. Yeah.
So Section 215 of the Patriot Act is one of the most controversial pieces in the act, or most well-known, I guess, therefore making it more controversial. In writing, what this section allows is for the federal government to seize records from businesses if they suspect someone of terrorism. Seems innocent enough, I guess. The Patriot Act could allow for the government to seize records of, like, I don't know, a Lowe's or something to discover that someone has bought massive quantities of fertilizer.
Yeah.
And that person is, like, not a gardener or a farmer, and therefore maybe the purchase of that much fertilizer is suspicious.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Timothy McVeigh.
Ooh, yeah.
Someone they actually never looked into.
Well, I mean, because he was white.
Exactly.
That's why.
Yep. However, the NSA was much more concerned with seizing records of every single customer of domestic cell phone companies like Verizon, for instance. Oh, yeah. Because of documents leaked by former NSA consultant Edward Snowden, we love you, shout out, we have been clued into the many snaky procedures justifying the use of the Patriot Act.
Like Edward fucking Broden, am I right?
When the NSA came under fire for obtaining literally every single record of every single customer of Verizon and other cell phone companies, they justified the seizure with Section 215, saying that 215, quote, permits discovery of large volumes of data in circumstances where doing so is necessary to identify much smaller amounts of information within that data.
Yeah. It's always like some vague bullshit that they put in like a bill. And then they're like, well, what we actually meant was that we get to take all of your data.
Just in case maybe somewhere in there in every single piece of data, there's like somebody bad.
And it could be like someone who's rude or like, you know, like doesn't think America's cool, you know, like. Like, I want to know, like, if someone doesn't like us.
Yeah. If somebody's like, I hate the NSA, then we can, like, put them in jail.
Yeah, you know.
Really important stuff.
Because, like, we're really cool, you know, and, like, we don't want to... I don't like the hate.
The stuff we do is cool. The Patriot Act is cool.
Yeah.
And it has a really cool name.
So sick. Dude, I feel like there was a bunch of, like, execs, like government execs. I don't know if execs is the right word, but government ass motherfuckers, like post 9/11 that were like, all right, we got this new bill. What do we fucking call it? And then some dude's like, oh my fucking God, the Patriot Act. And they're like, oh my God, what the fuck? Brian, what the fuck?
Brian.
Give that man a promotion.
It's like, let's find a name that makes this sound the most like American and like hooray America, you know, whatever, because that was everybody's like prerogative at the time.
Yeah, I mean, post 9/11 everybody was like,
America rocks.
I'm proud to be an American. But yeah. Yeah.
So in a 2020 court case against the Patriot Act's phone records, the NSA attempted to justify the seizure of these phone records by suggesting that it was instrumental in the interception of funds being sent to a Somalian terrorist group. 4 Somali Americans were under investigation for suspected connections to the Somali terrorist group Al-Shabaab. The NSA testified that the seizure of every single customer's records from the phone company these 4 individuals used led to the discovery that they were conspiring to send money to Al-Shabaab. However, the courts ruled that this was inconsistent with the records of this investigation. Patrick Toomey, an attorney for the ACLU, said that the NSA repeatedly misled U.S. Congress and the public about the true value of the massive phone records. Under Section 215, the NSA is only able to obtain business records if they have a justification for seizing these records prior to obtaining them. In the case of the phone records, the NSA seized the records, again, just want to emphasize, for every single customer of several cell phone companies, and then combed the data for information on terrorist activities. And we can all assume quietly logged anything else that they found remotely interesting, like somebody texting the word communism.
It's very much like, you know that like thing where they say like, oh, when you like believe a conspiracy theory, then you like go and you do your research to like back up your theory. It's kind of, I feel like it's like that. Like
exactly.
They like, you're supposed to have like a suspicion and then get the stuff, but they like just got the stuff and they're like, I'm sure we'll find something. Yeah. I'm sure someone's up to something bad.
Exactly.
Like, and it's fucking stupid.
Exactly. So because of this, in the case, judges ruled this data collection as unlawful. But did this really change anything, or did anything happen because of this? No. Of course not.
Yeah, it's
absolutely fucking not.
Fucking bullshit, dude. I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it so much.
Do you know which phone company that was, or did it not say?
It was several. Verizon was one that was like mentioned a couple of times, and then I know there was like others involved. Probably like Cricket at the time, because Cricket used to be a thing back then.
Damn. That means the NSA for sure has my nudes.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100% they
I hope
do.
they like them though.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like fucking Keith, who's like at his fucking
exactly.
desk.
He's like, damn.
That ass.
That guy's kind of hot.
Yeah, is that pussy?
Keith saw that pussy. Keith saw your nudes and like started questioning his sexuality. You like opened like Keith's mind.
I'm glad. That's what I aim to do. You know.
Yeah.
So, Keith, if you're listening, you're welcome.
Shoot me a alert to my computer. You don't even have to like send an email. Just like a message will pop up on my computer because
if you're listening,
you control it. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously you're listening to this whole thing right now. As we speak. We haven't even posted it, so
yeah, that's in the mic.
Yep. Oh, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we're on some kind of NSA watch list.
Is it bad that I kind of hope?
Yeah, I kind of hope so too. Yeah, it's kind of cool, you know.
It's a little cool. It's like obviously scary, but who isn't on a fucking NSA watch list at this point?
Yeah, you know, like especially if you're like talking about leftism and shit. I don't know.
The amount of times that I've like said clear as day that I allegedly want to like murder different high
political leaders.
Yeah, that maybe will get us on there. I don't know.
I mean, allegedly in Minecraft, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Never would think to do that in real life. Ever.
No, just video games.
Yes. Yeah. You know who else wants to murder every single high up political leader in the United States as well as other countries?
I'm gonna go with Tonks.
True. She does.
Yeah, for sure.
She does. Yeah. She would do her scary like the only like action she ever really has and then go right back to sleep.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mysterious podcast secondary character Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
He described Tonks as a wine lady, which I feel like is very accurate.
No, 100% she is. She totally is, because it's like she's very chill. She's just like sipping her wine, whatever. But then like when her husband, like Harold or something, like does something to piss her off, she's like, Harold!
Oh my God.
She like freaks out.
Hits him in the arm, you know? Yeah, for sure. For sure. But then like goes right back to her wine with her gals. Yeah.
With her gals.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Hey.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Yeah, I guess you don't usually like introduce us back in, huh?
I don't think I usually do.
Yeah.
I feel like it's usually you saying we're back, or you catch me in the middle of
something like funny.
Saying something, which you did, of me going, all right.
All right.
But,
yeah, for sure. And I guess it's just easier because like I can see when I push the button
True.
to start it again. But
Taylor and I were talking about how a basket of muffins can get you real far in life.
Oh, yeah. Like anywhere. Like say you want like, again, a house. Say you want like a friend. Say you want a job. I don't know. You want to I'm drawing a blank.
Get a podcast listener.
Exactly. Like if you send them a basket of muffins, I'd say 9.5 times out of 10, you're gonna probably get what you want.
How's anybody gonna say no to that?
It's so thoughtful.
It is. You know what? That's actually good. I'm gonna like go on down to old Costco, get myself a couple Costco muffin pallets, put some baskets together.
Yeah.
Along with my offer.
Yeah.
Here's some muffins.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, oh my gosh, this person went the extra mile.
Exactly.
Because they liked our house so much.
We want her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you didn't know, Phoebe's buying a house.
I'm trying to.
Did you say that already on the podcast?
I might have said it on the podcast. I think I made some joke about me being a landowner.
Oh, yeah.
But y'all know how it is in this fucking day and age.
You can't, I mean, you live under capitalism. You can't not.
It's true. Yep. There's no way for me to not be taken advantage of unless I purchase a home. And even then, still really,
for sure.
really being taken advantage of.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, it's
It's like, it's all the perks of being taken advantage of, but if something breaks, then you have to fix it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's awesome. I love that. Oh, man. So, the Patriot Act. We left off talking about... I have to clear my throat.
Woo!
Thank you for covering the sound of that. We left off talking about the phone records that they had. So, the NSA was like literally getting massive fucking amounts of data from any phone company that they wanted. While several administrations, presidential administrations, have claimed that these phone records have been instrumental in stopping counterterrorism efforts, the Privacy and Civil Liberties Oversight Board says otherwise. Conclusions from their 2014 review of the program include this incredible quote. Oh, it's funny. Quote, "We have not identified a single instance involving a threat to the United States in which the telephone records program made a concrete difference in the outcome of a counterterrorism investigation. Moreover, we are aware of no instance in which the program directly contributed to the discovery of a previously unknown terrorist plot or the disruption of a terrorist attack. And we believe that in only one instance over the past 7 years has the program arguably contributed to the identification of an unknown terrorism suspect. In that case, moreover, the suspect was not involved in planning a terrorist attack, and there is reason to believe that the FBI may have discovered him without the contribution of the NSA's program." So...
Oh yeah. Okay, good. So it's pointless.
Completely.
The whole thing was absolutely... They just wanted... Oh, just wanted the shit.
Yeah. And like the one dude that they said they used the phone records for, who actually wasn't even doing terrorism, they also maybe didn't even use the phone records to get him.
The FBI could have probably figured it out on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
love that.
That's
love
fun.
that.
Love that. Another Patriot Act reveal we can thank Edward Snowden for is the PRISM program. Not prison, prism, like a little crystal thing. This surveillance program collected massive amounts of data from several internet companies over the course of several years, storing it and then combing through it for keywords the NSA deemed suspicious, which I'm sure you can take several guesses at what some of those keywords were. Snowden leaked documents from the NSA to journalists at The Washington Post and The Guardian. These leaked documents were sent in a PowerPoint presentation with 41 slides detailing the extent of NSA's internet surveillance, and they're kind of famously known, these PowerPoint slides. According to Snowden, the NSA collected data from Microsoft, Yahoo, Google, Facebook, Paltalk, YouTube, AOL, Skype, and Apple. In the slides, Snowden revealed that not only was the NSA using PRISM to surveil United States citizens, but was intercepting foreign communications as well. A majority of the world's electronic communications from these companies will pass through the United States because it's, I guess, like a cheaper route than direct
Interesting.
passing. I don't really fucking know why.
Yeah,
don't ask me
stuff.
for more details about this because I don't fucking know. So there you go.
But it does.
It does. But it does do that. That's all you need to know. As communications from these internet companies passed through U.S. channels, the NSA, using PRISM, intercepted these communications and logged information from them. And according to the Snowden slides, the NSA intercepted communications from the UK's government communications headquarters and from foreign civilian infrastructure networks like universities, hospitals, and private businesses.
Wow. So you didn't even have to be American to have like your shit stolen. And I mean,
absolutely.
And I guess like I'm not surprised because like again, that's kind of like what it was founded to do.
Yeah.
But also,
but it's like you didn't even have to be like, it's not like they were on like, I don't know, fucking Somalian 4chan. They were like looking at like Sweden's hospital records and shit. You know what I mean?
It's so weird. And again, it kind of goes back to like what I was saying, where it's like if you're in peacetime.
Yeah.
There's really not any justification other than America just being America. And thinking
being nosy as fuck all the time.
Yeah, and thinking we know what's best for literally everybody else.
According to Snowden, and also just what is like completely obviously true, PRISM and NSA policies are easily bendable to justify the collection of any data that the NSA finds interesting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Snowden also suggested that according to NSA policies, employees are encouraged to go with a rather safe than sorry kind of mindset when collecting data and just collect all that they possibly can from every avenue rather than potentially maybe missing out on something that they could use.
Of course, yeah.
So
it's
exactly like we were just saying.
Hey, I wanna do this thing, and they're like, oh yeah,
do it.
It's chill. We'll make someone write a policy that we can do that now.
Yeah.
So pretty much, yeah.
I would like to look into the hospital records of this entire country and just know what's up with people's personal medical information.
Yeah.
Sure.
For no particular reason.
Yeah.
It's just I just thought it would be cool.
And the NSA's could be a terrorist in there. I don't know.
They're well, do we know that there's not a terrorist in that Swedish hospital?
We don't.
We don't actually know.
We don't know that.
So until we have all the records, what are we just gonna not know?
Exactly. We could be stopping a terrorist attack.
Yeah, for sure. Or we could not be. But even then, we just have so much info.
Data.
Our brains are so fucking giant, dude.
it's for the good of the world.
It's true. Moonshine's being cute.
She's on my lap.
Oh.
Bye. Yeah, and so this is why when we joke about the surveillance state or Keith, fucking the FBI dude in your computer, it's not a joke, This is actually happening.
A joke. The NSA for sure has some info on you,
on everyone.
On everyone.
Every single person, they've got something.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's I don't know. I guess that's the dystopian part about it is even if you're not doing anything illegal, it's just do you want the government having all that info about you?
Do you want them to know the people, every person you called and for how long you called them? No. What are they going to do with that fucking information?
Exactly.
Whatever they want.
Whatever they want. And especially when it's again, what we do, where you're talking about how it's bad or you're, or, and then I think about the protests and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Not good. The level of surveillance that the U.S. justified under the Patriot Act was and is a complete invasion of privacy and unlawful for what it's worth. But, it's not really worth much.
I mean, again, when has the government followed the law?
Yeah, literally never.
A government following the law? Love it, yeah.
Another horrifying section of the Patriot Act is Section 206, or the roving wiretap. This allows for the NSA to wiretap multiple devices of a person without a warrant. Under this section, the NSA can wiretap a person's cell phone, laptop, landline, whatever. If this person happens to catch on to the wiretap and then ditches the devices that they think are wiretapped, the NSA can quickly wiretap the new devices that they get without any kind of approval.
Oh.
And so the initial approval for the wiretap is just one submission to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, who pretty much just approves every single request that the NSA has. And so then, they get that one thing, and then they're good to go forever.
Dude, it's just so fucking insane to me.
It's unhinged.
It's like that shit where it's I don't know, when people say, oh, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't be scared of cops or whatever. And it's that doesn't mean that I want to, interact with them, it's the same oh, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't care that we wiretapped your device.
Right.
And it's well, fuck you. No, you don't. I don't want you even looking through my shit.
Exactly.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, that whole if you have nothing to fear if you have nothing to hide.
Yeah, it's just oh my god.
It's no, my fear is that you're surveilling every single thing that I do and therefore gaining information on me which you can use to control me in the future.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter if I'm doing nothing right or wrong. In the eyes of the law, everyone could be doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So stupid.
Terrible. So this section of the Patriot Act, the roving wiretap, expired on June 1st, 2015, but was reenacted literally the next day under the USA Freedom Act.
Well, thank God. I was worried that they weren't going to be able to do that.
Yeah, super worried that they weren't just going to continue to be able to wiretap anybody that they wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
Another piece to go along with basically anything the NSA wants to collect is Section 207, which is the lone wolf provision. This section allows the NSA to surveil anyone they believe to be engaging in international terrorism, even if the NSA can't find any connections to foreign terror groups. So, like, you know, they believe that this person is acting as, like, a lone terrorist or whatever.
Oh, God, yeah.
Which, like, this could be a justifiable action if the NSA ever used this section to investigate domestic terrorists, like the overwhelming amount of mass shooters that we have, who are, like, just white men. But, of course, this section of the Patriot Act is always used to justify harassing and detaining American immigrants who the NSA thinks are spooky.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, yeah, and it's just all I love, like, also too, like, yeah, you don't really have to have any proof. You just have to, like, not like them. You know, like, if you think they're sus, then like you're chilling.
If you can say that you think that this person might maybe be a terrorist based on absolutely nothing, good to go.
Yeah, no, I think that's all you have to do to, like, get into the NSA is, like, they show you pictures and they're like, are these terrorists? And if you say yes, then they're like, you're in. You're in.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
I like this guy. Something about him.
Something about this guy.
So to go along with that, under the Patriot Act, the NSA is able to detain people suspected of terrorism for an indeterminate amount of time. So this means that they can hold these individuals for as long as the NSA could possibly want. And some of these prisoners end up being held for decades.
Oh, that's so sick. I love that. Yeah.
Super cool.
And especially because, like as we just stated, like, you don't really have to have fucking that much proof.
Right.
So, like, they could for sure be detaining literally innocent people.
Right.
And just have them for however long they want.
Exactly. Or, like, anybody who they feel like is organizing to, you know, unionize or help put together something socialist seeming.
Exactly. They're like, oh, you're a terrorist. We need to get you out of there.
Or like, I don't know, any Muslim person ever.
Seriously.
Yeah. And so some of these prisoners, oh no, I already said that. In a not so crazy turn of events, Cuba is of course involved in the story that I'm telling.
Oh, wow. Wait, I've never heard you talk about Cuba before.
It's a little secret side interest of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wild. Okay.
Just
I'm
like
learning so much.
Just a small thing
Yeah.
I kind of like sometimes. Guantanamo Bay is the United States detention camp located in the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base. Naval Base. Jesus Christ. It's famous for the torture and long sentencing of people suspected of terrorism or connections to terrorism in the U.S. At one point, the prison held 780 people. Now, 733 of which have been relocated to bases in other countries where, conveniently, the laws regarding what constitutes as torture are much more lax.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
37 people remain at Guantanamo Bay to this day, and at least 9 have died while in custody.
Wild.
And using the Patriot Act, the NSA arrested a bunch of people, mainly immigrants, and stationed them at Guantanamo Bay. Some of them are still there and getting tortured.
Yeah, I mean, well, you got to have like an offshore torture camp.
Always.
Like what? I mean, you know, like because, you know, like ideologically, like, you know, governments are supposed to, like, protect their people. And what says protection more than offshore torture camps?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like it's just a shame we didn't have them sooner.
No, great. I think if we had more offshore torture camps, we would be better off.
That's how I feel, yeah, 100%. Oh, I hate it. I hate it here.
Yeah. So, there you go. That wraps, I guess, some of the more modern day moves of the NSA / the Patriot Act, but of course
fuckery.
That doesn't even begin to really cover it.
Yeah.
So
y'all want a little sneak peek of what we're doing next week? It might also pertain to the same story. Ooh, I know.
Perhaps.
A little spicy,
Could
little
it be?
spicy carrot I'm hanging over your face, I guess. Like in front of it while you're running on a treadmill.
Yes.
The treadmill of remarks.
Yeah, the treadmill of listening to this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess we can hit the plugs, baby.
Hit the old plug-a-rooney.
Pluginators. If you would like to tweet at us, you can tweet at us at remarkspod on twitter.com, which congratulations, Mr. Elon Musk.
Oh my God.
For now owning another piece of my life, which I'm so excited about.
It's really fun. For $44 billion rather than like giving that money to like, I don't know, help people not starve to death.
Literally anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I heard he had to like sell a fuck ton of his like his shares and stuff. So it's
God.
Like,
why
did you want Twitter that bad?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't fucking get it.
I feel as though he was so tired of getting bullied on Twitter that he was like, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to show them. Like,
no, that's exactly what it was.
And now we're all just going to bully him more.
Yeah. Never ending. Also, somebody was like, continue, just post this picture as much as you can. And it's the picture of Elon Musk, like, arm in arm with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
So.
Love it. You can also leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, and I think you can do Spotify too, right?
You can. Yeah. I believe you can. So do that, please. Yeah. Please. It really helps with the ratings of our show and stuff.
Yes, and I have a YouTube channel. It's called The Lefty Agenda. Check that out.
Sure is.
Phoebe.
You can check out Instagram photos pertaining to this episode as well as other episodes on Instagram.com, I guess. The Instagram application on your phone, and it is at Remarks Podcast. You can also check out a couple of TikToks on TikTok at Remarks Podcast, also the same name. You can as well subscribe to our Patreon. It is $5 a month. We have very funny bonus episodes. We're about to record one right now.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, and free, ad-free episodes as well as you get some stickies.
And you get your name shouted out at the end of each episode, which we're going to do right now. Big shout out to Emily Doran.
Big shout out to Justin Vass.
Woo! And Andrew Vass.
And Today Soltero.
Beautiful.
We love you guys.
We love all of you. You're the best.
The best in the world.
Yeah, I think that's about it, baby.
So thanks for listening.
One last thing I wanted to say.
Yes.
So I've been doing a cute little project, not really, but on Spotify.com.
Oh yeah.
I've been making little lists. I call them remarks lists. So if you if you search remarks lists on Spotify, you can get little bundles of the episodes we've done that pertain to the same topics. So, like, if you were to do, like, one of them has all of our Art of the Revolution on it. One of them has all of our Cult Month series, and I'll add more when we get talked over this year and whatnot. So
we'll get our presidents list together. So check that out if you're like, I'm feeling interested in this kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you don't want to like have to search for all the episodes that you want to listen to. So yeah, I just thought it would be kind of a fun little thing to do in case y'all have like a specific interest.
That is fun.
Because we talk about a lot of things. So
hell yeah. Love it. Thanks, Taylor, for doing that. That's a fun thing.
I don't know. I was just thinking about it. So
well, now thank you for listening, and K love you. Bye.
Beautiful.